Hey Stamping friends, welcome to the Joy of Stamping with Rachel. I'm Rachael Coon and it's our Fun Fold Friday. Today I'm not using one but two stamp sets that have the word tulips in the set. Go to hold while I flip and we'll get started. All right, because it is Fun Fold Friday, I would love to hear your comments during this live or after live until midnight tonight. Any one person who comments has a chance to win the card that we're making in today's video. Let me go ahead and show you this awesome card. I'm calling it a tulips window card because we've created this awesome looking window through the card base, and it opens up to a bouquet of tulips, and then it opens up again to the happy Easter, happy spring, happy everything saying. This card today is not made with one but two of Stampin' Up stamp sets that have the word tulips in it. So I thought that was kind of fun. This one is where we got our phrase for the happy Easter, happy spring, and this is where we're using our stems and all these fun two-step stamping tulips for today. Whew, that's a lot of twos. All right, let's move this out of the way and we'll get started. So this one I had to do a little bit of prep work. So to start this one out, what I had to do is to glue on our DSP here. I went ahead and I just went on the outline. So I used my liquid glue, had it flipped over, and glued it on the very edge, close as I can get. And then I grabbed my layering diorama dies, which looks like this. Let me grab them so you can see them a little bit more. These are really cool shapes. Like, they're irregular and you're able to stack them together or use them separately. For this one today, we are just using it separately. So they're these cool kind of like puddle looking shapes to it. And I think I used the number 3 one, which might be still in my die cutting machine. No. So that one is super awesome. If you don't have these dies yet in your collection, add that to your wish list to just change it up. I've seen lots of window cards made with like a circle or an oval. This one is a little bit more crazy and a little bit more fun, which we love. All right, so we have our card base. And I just went ahead and I flipped over that DSP. It's the same ones from the Flowering Fields, and I attached it to our card base here, and I die cut that out. So that was our first step. I'm using Highland Heather as our card base. Here you can kind of see those shapes, and if you want, set these aside and use these for something else. These would look really cool on a whole nother card, so don't just throw them away. Use these up, and it makes something awesome again with them. You can even flip them and add them, whatever you want. All right. Then we have our thick basic white card base. So a second base, 2 again. Oh my goodness. I should have made this on, what was that, February 22nd? A lot of 2s today for our tulip cards. But this one is our inside card base, and it measures a little bit differently. We have it 8 by, let's see, what was that? Oh, 5 1/4, I want to say. I'll double check. Or of course, check out my blog in the description below, or in the comments below for all of the measurements in today's video. All right, so now that we have it die cut out and it's ready, what we're gonna do is take this card base on the left side of the score line, and we're gonna line it up. Actually, let's go ahead and fold this up so you can kind of see how it's gonna work out. Grab your bone folder, crease it. We'll crease that base and we'll crease this base, because this very next step is fairly important. And you will need to grab a pencil. I had one handy. Let me see if I lost it while I was cleaning. Here we go. All right. So what we're going to do is to open up our purple card base, put in our basic white card base, and line it up to where we want it to be. But do not glue it down yet. Close it shut, grab your pencil, and just trace lightly that cool diorama shape. This is going to give us a reference of where our window will be on our piece here. All right, now we can go ahead and open it up and get ready to stamp again. And I like to stamp where it's flat, so it's okay to lay it down as much as you can. Grab then a scrap of paper and your foam sheet. So I have my foam mat, scrap of paper, and we're going to do some stamping on this. You need a scrap because we're going to do some stamping off. So I'm going to pick our biggest tulip first. Let's see. For this one. And you want to start with the outline. I'm going to go ahead and use our Highland Heather as our ink of choice for these tulips today. And here's my outline piece. You can kind of see it where it has the outline going all around the edges because there's an outline and there's more like a color in. All right, go ahead and grab this, but this one's going to be full on strength, and we're going to try to go as center as that diorama shape as possible and kind of high up. I'm going to make sure we have room for our other tulips. There we go. Grab the second part for this one, ink it up, stamp it off, and then line it up on here. And you just have to kind of look through it, and you'll see where, turn it to where it matches and lines up by just hovering over and then press down. Super pretty. All right, go ahead and we'll do the next one, which we have a smaller one. This one has this shape first, and then it matches with this single petal here. Again, we're going to ink it up. Come to the right of this one, just a little bit lower, full strength, lift up, grab our petal piece, ink it up, stamp it off onto the scrap paper, and then line this one up. There we go. If you wanted to use multiple colors, you could, but this is a great simple way to show you how you don't have to have lots of stamps or ink pads in order to make this two-tone look. All right, our last one is this guy here. We're going to ink him up full strength. And this one's okay if it doesn't stick all the way in the diorama. We'll just have a little bit of the peekaboo there. And then this color in piece is kind of like a heart shape. So you can see that one. Make sure, there we go. Again, same thing. We're going to ink it, stamp it off, and then line it up and stamp over our first flower. Just make sure, there we go, looks pretty good. Awesome. All right, go ahead and close up that ink, and let's open up our Evening Evergreen. That's one of our in colors I just love. It's such a dark, dark green, and it actually matches our paper that we're using today. So it made it really easy to figure out what green I wanted to make it so it would match perfectly. All right. First, we have our stem that we want to start with. Our stem has two sides to it, kind of a top side and a bottom side. You can decide which one you want. The great thing about this being photopolymer is that you can stick it and re-stick it to any direction you want. So if you want this to lean more, you would just take it off and kind of bend it that way. I'm going to keep mine a little bit more, a little bit of curve, but for the most part. All right, we'll ink that up. Line that up right underneath our flower there in the center first. Perfect. Go to your right, do that tulip. And lastly, and we want to kind of have our stems all gathered together at the bottom. Oh, perfect. All right, now we need to grab our leaves. For this one, we have two sizes, a small and a large or medium, depending on who you're asking. We're going to do our small ones for the inside. And we're just going to go right in here. Stamp there. If you wanted to, you can even flip it over and change the direction of your leaf. Stamp it there. Perfect. So now it looks like they're kind of a V shape versus going all the same direction. All right. Let me grab my white real quick. I got a little bit of green on my corner. Hold on. And knowing me, I would ink that onto our paper, and I don't want to do that. So let me ink it back up carefully, and then we'll come down here and create that awesome looking leaf. Again, I'm going to flip this one or turn it so it's going outward. And there we go. Lovely. Flip this over, and it's going to be on the left side of our score line. Usually the inside's on the right. Today it's going to be on the left. grab our same, keep your evening evergreen out, ink this up, and put it in that top center. Perfect. Easter is coming really soon, and it's one of my favorite holidays that's kind of underrated. I'm trying to bring back the idea of sending out cards for Easter. So I make at least 20 to 30 cards every season and give them out to family and friends who also celebrate Easter. Kind of like Christmas, but a little bit more flowers. All right, let's go ahead and fix our score again. Get it nice. Grab your pencil and do some erasing. Make sure your eraser is clean. I love a white eraser. This is a mechanical pencil. It's my favorite kind. I feel like it doesn't leave any extra markings. So this is a must-have, I think, for any stamper's craft room, is a mechanical pencil or pencil of any kind. Oh, that came off really nicely. All right, let's grab our card base, and we just need to now attach this to the inside. I do want to use, though, my Stampin' Steel Plus, because this is a thick piece of card base, and I'm going really like heavy on it. A full strip on the top, middle, and bottom. And I'm going to carefully close it up and line it up again to the inside. Staying careful, because once I use that seal, there's not going to be very much wiggle room once I lay it down. There we go. That looks pretty good. And there we have our cool little window right there. Oh, that is so, so cool. Oh, I forgot one spot to stamp here. Let me grab that real quick. So you can see on this piece of DSP, there's a little bit of rich raspberry. So I went ahead and I grabbed my ink pad, and we're going to stamp the center of that tulip. That's the only tulip in this one that actually needs a little bit of extra for that middle piece. So let me line it up right about there. Awesome. There we go. Now we're done stamping, and now all we have to do is embellish. I've already created a cute little bow with our evening evergreen. I think this is called weave ribbon. Yep, weave ribbon, chevron weave ribbon. And we're just going to grab a glue dot and attach the knot to the dot just by pressing it down, grabbing your fingers or fingernails, and kind of pick it up together. There we go. Close it up. I'm going to put it so it's right underneath this bouquet and right where the diorama at the bottom. Cute. And then we just need to embellish with some Opal Rounds. For this one, I like it to have a large one here at this corner of the bow. And then we're going to have one here. Let's see. Let's try and do a medium-sized one here in this inside of the card, and then we'll have a smaller one on the outside. Super, super cute. Okay, let's get closer. You can see how awesome this card is. Isn't that just gorgeous and a little bit different than usual, and super fun with our message in the inside. I just love this card. I hope you guys have had fun learning how to make them, and let me know which one you like better, more of the floral DSP or more of a solid ombre look. They both are fantastic. I hope you guys fun learning how to make this fun fold with not one but 2 tulip stamp sets, and have a great weekend, everyone. Happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.